Heat Games Conference. I hope you're having an amazing first day, first morning here. Today I have a kind of outside of the box topic to talk about and hope you're going to enjoy it. It's about direct to consumer on-device channel, like direct to device advertising. So let's go. So I want to set the stage on a few key points here. I will start talking about doing UA, user acquisition these days, and then walk you through on some ways of leveraging, harnessing the home screen of Android devices to get directly in users you're looking for. And then talk a little bit about alternative app stores and show you a highly curated one, Digital Turbine, released earlier this year. But before that, let me introduce myself. My name is Ogulcan. I'm acting as a sales director at Digital Turbine Performance Team. DT, I'll call Digital Turbine DT. DT is the largest independent mobile growth and monetization platform. We are basically sitting in the intersection of app developers, advertisers and telcos and carriers and OEMs, and continually building on-device placements and in-app solutions to provide better alternatives for user acquisition by direct distribution. And I'm personally responsible of bringing new business, new advertisers into our unified platform and our unique ecosystem, where we are sort of blending together on-device formats and in-app formats. And I've been in the mobile space and ad tech around 8 years now. Before the acquisitions of Digital Turbine, I was at Colony Performance Team and also doing sales for both demand and for a short time of period supply side as well. So, all right, so that's me. Let's start. My main topic is actually user acquisition. But not a user acquisition through advertisement or any traditional paid method, but in a direct-to-consumer way, a more alternative way. What is direct-to-device? Direct-to-device, D2D, means distributing your app, in this case, for this event, your game, directly in front of players without any interference, which means truly being on-device. In the beginning of this session, I will basically tell you, okay, doing UA is getting harder, so let's try this way. Frankly, I mean, this slide looks like a history lesson, and I would not like to present this slide as a history lesson, because everybody knows that here it's very difficult to acquire new users at the right time, the right user as well. Over the years, our access to data has been diminished a lot due to the privacy restrictions, the IDFA deprecation, and soon Google Play's privacy sandbox. And also, at the same time, there's a large amount of UA solutions in the market, and certainly a lot of mobile in-app inventory. But there are a lot of challenges today for this inventory that was used to be easy to buy on, but it's becoming more and more challenging every day. And on top of that, the key metrics for mobile gaming, such as ROAS, return on advertising spend, is declining. Why? I mean, this could be a number of reasons. First can be, like I've been hearing this since the beginning, like early in the morning, in the other sessions as well. It can be macroeconomic issues. People are spending less inside games. Specifically the mobile gaming sector, and after the mobile gaming sector enjoyed a large growth during the pandemic, we saw the pinnacle of demand towards mobile games. And then when the pandemic ended, the world went back to normal, and CPM started to decrease, CPI started to increase due to the decreasing demand to mobile games. But actually, I don't want to sound very pessimistic about this. It's just the world just rolled back to normal. Or, like, secondly, another aspect could be, another reason could be people can be spoiled with choices. Okay, like I said in the first place, people are spending less inside games, but also at the same time the options are increasing. There are more and more games everywhere, and people are playing more and different games and spend less time playing the same game consistently, and that's why ROAS is becoming harder to obtain. And besides, there are like over 3.5 million different applications in the Google Play Store, and it's hard to get your app featured actually, and it's hard to get featured and to be showcased in a very efficient and effective way. For example, there's a reason why King, the publisher, the giant King, keeps developing and improving the same game for years. When it works, it works. But a lot of games fail. I just attended another panel about like stepping into the top 100 games actually, and it's like not a lot of games survive in there. A lot of games fail to make it up there. So UA marketers actually need to either be willing to wait a longer time to hit the ROAS goals, or begin to explore new channels, forms of different user acquisition methods. Maybe, for example, a new way of getting in front of users. So that's why what I want to talk to you about today is on-device. On-device is a method of going after where users have the highest amount of attention. So what is on-device? On-device placement means harnessing the home screen of a smartphone. So actually, before spending $1 to any UA channel, users will see your game logo or app logo directly on their home screen, without going through an advertisement or any kind of app store flow. So traditionally, we all know that, maybe everybody here does the same thing, like media budgets or UA budgets typically start off going through the existing avenues, the usual go-to channels. And this crowd actually increases the price in these channels, like the video ad networks, walled gardens, like Meta, also Apple Search Ads, I can count that as well. But no one is actually truly utilizing the device itself. So how are we leveraging the power of that device to draw the user's attention? So everyone is talking about the user attention in media nowadays. So imagine you're coming out of a Samsung store or a, I don't know, Xiaomi store. You open up your new phone or setting up the new phone you just purchased moments ago. How many of you think you are like focused on that activity? Like how many of you think like when you buy a new phone, you are extremely focused on like installing new apps and focused on setting up your new phone? So this is really a big prime time when the user turns on their phone for the first time. That's really actually a high attention point of interest. And also, according to a study, 95% of gaming users installs applications within the first 48 hours of owning a device. So they are extremely full in a full discovery mode. So that's a unique time slot that everybody, like as app developer or a UA marketer, you can capture them for good when they have a lot of options out there. So okay, number one, it's about user attention. We have the user attention. So what's number two? Number two is scale, and we have that. We actually have that. So with that being said, now I bring this slide where it shows Digital Turbine's immense on-device inventory. Remember I said direct-to-device? It's actually being on-device, truly utilizing the on-device placement. So Digital Turbine is actually partnered with the world's largest carriers and OEMs, and our technology called Ignite is sitting in the heart of devices, so that allows us to get your game directly on that device. And actually having a software relationship with carriers is and telcos and OEMs is unique because when you have that software embedded inside the Android firmware, there are no other firmwares typical like our Ignite software, so there's no competition inside that device, which means when we're in the device, we own the life cycle of the whole device. Even if this device is being sold in the second-hand market, until the device is like broken or like destroyed or burned or something, we own the device through its life cycle. So, and just to give you a benchmark, like Digital Turbine's software, the Ignite software is on almost 80% of the whole United States Android market, which means we can activate hundreds of thousands of mobile devices, mobile phones on a daily basis. So if you're asking right now to yourself, okay, I mean, you're saying apart from Meta, apart from all those big walled gardens, you're showing us an alternative source, okay, we understand. But can we really spend that much, just like we're spending in Facebook and Meta? Well, yes, you can. And I'm not showing you just a different niche option. The potential on the on-device is massive. I'm talking about 800 million devices. So you might be potentially missing a huge footprint here to grow your game on mobile. So as I said, when the user turns on their phone for the first time, our Ignite tag lights up and allows us to do various things within the user experience on the device. We offer different touch points, so let's see some of them. What are they? So from left to right, preloads and app selects. So these are the touch points when the user firstly boots their device for the first time and sets their phone up. We also call these first day experiences. Then this turn and forth, then through more engaging lifetime moments like notifications to send some offers, promotions, etc. about your game or app, for re-engagement to drive the users back into your game. And the fourth one is our alternative app store that I will talk more and more about in a minute. And in the like we separate this as two formats. Like we have on-device formats and we have in-app ad formats. And it's just not, as I said, as about unboxing the phone. Through the second largest ad exchange out there in the market, called DT Exchange, it's actually the merge of AdColony and Fiber SDKs, formerly Legacy AdColony Fiber SDKs. Now it's called DT Exchange. We are able to re-engage users through our owned and operated in-app supply over the whole life cycle of a device, all the way to the lower metrics on our offer wall on the right-hand side. You see, we also have an offer wall, so we are able to re-engage this inventory through our in-app channels as well. This is not working. Could you just go like one more slide forward? Not that one. One more maybe. Go. These were the hidden ones. All right. So now in this last section, I want to show you something that we are very excited about these days as DT. But before that, let's talk maybe a bit about lore of the alternative distribution. It's not working anymore, so I'll need your help on this. Yeah, okay, cool. So if we look at the last decade, the market is going towards more direct distribution solutions for publishers. This timeline and evolution represents development of app stores and direct distribution market. The fact that users are being forced to an app store and downloading only from a single store, that actually started to split. In desktops, for example, you can download anything from everywhere. You don't have to go through an app store on desktops, PCs. Downloading actually from a store in desktops are odd. So what's happening on mobile is actually the reverse movement. The ecosystem started to open up, and as a result, this creates some opportunities for app developers with more options. And this is not something new, by the way. It's like Amazon launched their app store like more than a decade ago, but it's evolving. And different players started to jump in. For example, Epic, everyone knows maybe, they opted out of paying extra fee, the 30% tax to the giant stores, and wanted to transact their users through their own platform. They opened a store just for that. And actually, these kind of things takes time for things to evolve. Like 3 years after that, I mean, it has been 3 years since this case happened, and like I think I just read an article the other day. It was like it's coming to a decision just recently. So the evolution is actually taking time. And then Meta, like very recently, they announced and they said we're going to start distributing apps directly from our properties. So this will support direct installs from its own platform, and also very recently regulations happening in Europe, like requiring even Apple starting from next year to allow alternative app stores on iOS. And also that includes Digital Turbine, with the over a decade direct distribution experience and the whole on-device footprint. We recently, this year we launched our new app store with an alternative billing system actually. And I mean, you might have heard alternative app stores have become a topic of increasing interest. Also, they were speaking in the panel in the morning. In the first panel, it was actually it's a pain point right now in the market, and the increasing interest within the mobile space, and what we are offering right now as Digital Turbine is not like other like Galaxy stores, Huawei or Oppo stores. They're great stores, by the way, but we are uniquely placed as Digital Turbine because we have the software, as I told before, embedded in the Android operating system. Inside those phones, for example, like 80% of the whole US Android market, for many years, we are in a place to have quick growth. So all other players have great stores, but what makes DT unique actually is that we are capable of deploying this store into large amounts of devices quickly. That's the uniqueness about our app store. All right. So why alternative distribution matters? By the way, as I said, this is not something new. It's evolving, it's growing, and even catching up with Google Play Store and App Store. According to a study, like it's just to give you a benchmark, third-party app stores are doing 60% of the Google Play downloads for app developers right now. So you can understand that alternative app stores, they're coming, they're the future, they're not low scale, they're actually catching up with the giant stores. And yes, this is our Games Hub, the App Store Digital Turbine released earlier this year. As you can see, DT is powering its own App Store through our carrier partners, because as every product we release as DT, we want to solve something in the market. For example, first of all, we want to reduce the noise of 3.5 million different applications that are available in Google Play, and help you reach more and more Android users that you can't in Google Play, presumably, and create an app store that caters to users through our carrier partners and also OEM partners across US and Latin. So as you can see in the UI, your games can be featured front, center in the categories like editorial, highlights, just arrived, or like a completely publisher takeover on the first page. And also maybe one of the other exciting part of Games Hub, and like another pain point where we're trying to solve in the market, is that you can integrate with our in-app purchase billing mechanism, the IAP billing system, which will bring you better economics to your game and avoiding and circumventing that big 30% tax you are paying to the current existing avenues. And like we have a very obvious trend these days. Google Play Store is saturated with a very high competition, and most of the app developers are finding very difficult to get featured and visibility. The holy grail nowadays is to get featured, and Digital Turbine is enabling this by deploying this highly curated environment across our telco partners, through our telco partners in the US. We just launched in US, we are deploying into more and more devices every day, and soon we will expand outside of US, most probably into LATAM, and then go from there. So I'll leave it here for now, but for closing I would quickly maybe summarize as a tip maybe like the following. So first of all, like ask yourself, how do we get directly to the user instead of doing only in-app advertising where you have a lot of choices? I don't have a silver bullet for you, but I do recommend leveraging the on-device potential that is unique. And it's actually very effective to get closer to the consumer. And maybe as a last tip from me, in a time of ROAS goals, getting harder to hit, alternative app stores can increase your profitability. I mean, actually, I see 3 key advantages when trying and testing and like expanding into alternative app stores. 1, better economics for your game. 2, a new distribution channel to reach different kind of users. And 3, an enhanced customer experience for the user, offering like content in a very bespoke or tailor-made way. Thank you very much. Listening to me, you can scan the QR code and like directly reach our website and for app developers, and also find more information about our app store. Thank you.